we're 5 seconds in. Sorry about that. I was looking at my battery. So we are on day 89 of the Travel Agency in a Year podcast. All right. We've been talking about stepping into your authority and also uh that's been also that's been the last 2 lessons. So I mentioned negative authority manipulation, offering up your authority to someone else, and the disappointment that can come with that when you place all of that on someone else who might be promising you the sun, moon, and stars, and then you don't get it. You are responsible for your life, okay? Just please don't be like, this is all your fault. And that's another way to kind of help you if you struggle with a victim mindset, how to get out of that victim mindset. So today is day 89. How do you know when you are listening, when you're meditating, journaling, praying, however you do that, connecting with yourself, connecting with your heart, your subconscious, your conscience? There's a little buggy poo on my mic. Okay. How do you know it's actually you and not you being influenced by something else? Something or someone else? Great question. It's really hard to figure that out because we are constantly manipulated. Everyone is constantly manipulated and everyone experiences it without even knowing it. There is, I can't remember if he's FBI or CIA. His name is Chase Neal, I believe. And he talks about like you're constantly being like, get rid of social media. You're being manipulated. Everything on there is an advertisement. If anything's free to use, you are the product, those kinds of things. As I talk on my free podcast. But he even talks about, like, I know all these things and I'm still duped into stupid programs and things that I don't even need. So it's not just travel advisors. It's not just you. It's everyone in our lives. And once you really see this, people are going to think that you're the weirdo and you're like, you don't need all that. You don't need all that. You really don't need that. And that's fine. It's fine. Everyone also has thoughts of doubt or negativity. It's really how you choose to respond to those thoughts. If you are buying into those thoughts of doubt or negativity, you are being influenced. If you're being told you're too old, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you don't know how to run a travel agency, you don't know how to close a sale, you don't know how to do anything, be very careful and really look at the messaging because you're being influenced most likely. Like, especially if they're like, you can't do this, you need me. They're not going to be that obvious about it, but that's when you're being influenced. Like, if you see, and I go back to short form video a lot because that's pretty much the only content I do consume anymore. Like, oh, I just saw the other day, Kylie Jenner has a freaking ice bowl and it's like a piece of plastic. It's just a plastic clear bowl. And I was like, are people really dumb enough to pay for this? It's called the Pyrex bowl in your kitchen slash any bowl from a flea market and wash it or your sink. And so what it's for is for dipping your face in ice cold water because that's like a very traditional Parisian thing to do first thing in the morning is like cold water on your face or dunk your face in ice. And it's really helpful with anti-aging, da 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 da. But then again, I saw this Kylie Jenner's got a special bowl for it. Are you kidding me? No. And maybe it's because I'm Midwestern weird. I don't know. But it's kind of like buying special plastic Tupperware that used to exist a lot. Now it's all moving to glass. I get the glass ones. But if you were to buy a plastic Tupperware and it's like, or the Cool Whip container that's empty, like use that and get the spaghetti stains in that. Um, anyway, we are influenced a lot, is what I'm saying. All right. How do you know it's you? You've got to understand what your limiting beliefs are because none of that is you An example of a limiting belief is I'm not good enough to be a travel advisor. I'm not good enough in general. I'm not smart enough. I'm never like you are capable of literally anything. You set your mind to it. I know that sounds like a crazy person slash kindergarten teacher that's like, dream big, everybody. If you actually really study neuroscience, like a lot, there's a lot more possible with what you've been given than you have been told you're limited to. Other things that can be influencing you and not just you deep in your heart, any kind of temptation. Um, I struggle with this one myself because I'm like very tired a lot. And I'm like, oh gosh, I have so much work to do. I can't take a break. And so I struggle to decide like, am I being tempted to be lazy or do I really need rest? A lack of confidence, just being sad, being irritated. Those are all feelings that come from being influenced and not you, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying influence like just on social media. Like this could be like things that happened to you a long time ago and you just carry it with you and you haven't released it yet. Go back to day 88. I talk about that, I think, or 87. I don't know. Just subscribe to the podcast. It's fine. Not everything that you hear when you are doing this meditation, prayer, journaling is necessarily yours. So you've got to have awareness and think about the feelings behind it if you're confused. Um, I like to say if I'm not a hell yes, I'm a hell no as well. But I've also learned over time, like some of those hell yeses were just like tied to limiting beliefs. Like, yes, I deserve to be angry about this situation. No, I don't. So there's three parts to understanding whether or not you're being influenced by your past, by your present, or fears of the future. Awareness, understanding, and then action. So this is almost like a subconscious battle that you're going to be in because you're fighting the old self that created those limiting beliefs to protect you, right? And it's your ego protecting you. I get it. It's not necessarily horribly bad. It could be something really bad, though. Who knows? I'm not in your brain. So once you realize something is outside influence, you got to close that door. You got to just be like, oh, this is my fear of missing out. I need to actually miss out and not be tempted to waste my time or spend a lot of money on something that has nothing to do with my business. You got to close that door. And the manipulation and the influence is just going to shift to something else. So you could just be like, you know what? I'm not signing up for this fam as an example. I'm not saying fams are bad. I'm just trying to think of something in the industry. Like, I'm not going to sign up for this fam. It has nothing to do with my niche or who I would like to serve or how I want to run my business. None of this is related to me. But everyone's like, oh my gosh, you got to go to this fam. It's life changing. Da da da. Another one's coming up. Okay. I don't care. It's not for me. So you unsubscribe to whatever newsletter that's like constantly promoting the fam, as an example. So you can close that door and be like, I don't need this. Or maybe you hide a group that's on social media like Facebook that's like constantly promoting the fam or whatever steps you need to take to not be inundated with it or just scroll on by. That influence or manipulation is going to shift. You're going to be constantly bombarded with this throughout your life. So once you do that, then maybe some colleagues that you like that are going on the fam. Well, how come you're not going on the fam? You know, I could use a roommate. It would be much more affordable for me if I didn't have the single stay and I could have a roommate and you're the perfect roommate for me. We get along so well. We've done these other fams in the past. That's more influence and manipulation because you've already made the decision of no. And now you're kind of being, not to say that the colleague's a bad person and that they're doing it intentionally, but it just like be aware that this is like going to come at you from all different angles. I'm reading my notes, sorry. Another one, let's say the news induces a fear of yours. Like, the world is on fire and no one's ever traveling again and you are going to be out of money. I'm Tom Brokaw. You just see that on the news one day. That's something that's trying to get you to be afraid and stressed out. The whole point of marketing is stress, stress, stress. Oh, happy. Oh, buy this now. Like, that's the general, like, if you look at any algorithm, it's going to be stressful, division, fears. Oh, here's something nice and happy. By the way, I can solve all those problems that you have. Give me your money. That's very standard marketing. Or maybe a client angers you or just becomes difficult. Like, it could shift from like you not signing up for FAM, then colleagues are like, why aren't you going on the FAM? Then it could turn into the news, the world is on fire and you need to just give up everything and work. I'm not going to say it, work for some other company. And then a client starts to get angry or become difficult with you. Like that, it's just constant shifting of the influence, trying to get at limiting beliefs you have, which it's like peeling an onion. You're going to get different layers. And it isn't even easy to understand how much influence is disrupting your peace. Like, you're not going to get it. You're not, like, you're listening to this, you're like, I get it. When you actually start practicing this and you are implementing the lessons that you've learned instead of parroting things, it's crazy how much influence attempts to disrupt your peace, which in turn disrupts your focus on your path. It's mind-boggling. And then you're just like, "Oh, well, this is just never gonna be super fun." No, it is gonna be great. Again, have a sense of gratitude for everything in your life, which the next point, practice gratitude and learn to dwell in the good. So as you're getting these constant attempts to disrupt how you wanna live your life, how you want your business to look, how you wanna do things. And every time you're like, I'm not participating in that, something else pops up. I'm not participating in that. This is going to be ongoing. And it's just how well you learn to manage it and just respond, not react. So practice gratitude and learn to dwell in all the good that you're doing. Replace any negative thoughts that come up with truths. Like, instead of being like, I don't want to go on that FAM because it's stupid. Like, say you don't want to go on that FAM. And people will not stop bothering you. So then you're like, oh, I'm going to get angry and irritated with these colleagues who will not leave me alone. Don't do that. Just communicate with truth. Like, this doesn't make sense for my business model. And I don't have the ability to just blow money in my business because you want me there. That's going to set you free. The truth will set you free. And you can do that with different areas of your business, your life. Every time something comes up, rather than continue to get angry or irritated or get into the negative emotional state, because when you're in the negative emotional states, you're much easier to manipulate. Congratulations. And you're far away from who you are. You're far away from your path. You're far away from your truth. Now, that being said, you're not going to be perfect all the time. Nobody is. If you are in a period where like your personal life has gone downhill, your professional life is like questionable at best, you have no idea what's going on, you feel like you're going to go broke, everything's a nightmare, don't make drastic changes when you're down like that. Because when you have all those things and you aren't feeling like you're living in your truths and you aren't practicing gratitude, that's when you're going to make really bad decisions if you aren't like careful with managing everything. So if you're in a slump in your business, you need to get over the emotional side of it, apply the lessons learned that you're going to have to start learning, because when you have a major slump, it's like, here's the mirror. What do you need to learn about yourself? You need to learn that lesson. Then you need to start practicing gratitude, and then you can start making changes. But if you just immediately go out when something goes horribly wrong in your business or your personal life and you just lash out, that's going to not lead to good things. Stay positive, people. Anyone listening is like, this bitch is crazy. I don't care. I hope you enjoyed today's um, podcast episode. If you feel like someone you know is like they can't make a dime as a travel advisor because they blow it all, because you can tell that's because they're trying really hard to fit in and can't really figure out what they're doing, please send them this episode, share this with them. And also, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.